Hi guys, Dr. Ram here. I'd like to share with you some of the major learnings from day 2 of the happiness program with Art of Living. Now, at the end of day 1, we were given a homework assignment to contemplate the question, what do we need to be happy? And upon discussing it on day 2, we discovered that a lot of us live in this mode of I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get married, or I'll be happy when I get a divorce, or I'll be happy when I get a promotion at work. And the problem is that we're really investing our happiness in things that are out of our control. Now, on day 1, we learned that our level of joy in life is intimately connected with our levels of prana, or the subtle life energy force, otherwise known as chi. And our prana is intimately connected with our breath, which we can control. So doing exercises in breathing, we can maximize and optimize our breath, which maximizes our prana, which in turn increases our joy and happiness. So joy and happiness becomes something internal that is in our control rather than something that's external and out of our control. So what happens is that when we do these exercises, we can live from a standpoint of acting out of happiness rather than acting for happiness. Now, the next part of the class, we spent about 45 minutes doing some intense breathing exercises. They were so intense, in fact, by the end of it, I was just vibrating with and tingling with energy, and it felt really good. Next, we did this exercise in present moment awareness. We were asked to put out our hand and close our eyes, and a volunteer put something cold and squishy in our hands. And we were asked to feel the texture of it and how it felt in our hands. Next, we were asked to open our eyes, and it turned out it was a grape. Then we were asked to put that grape in our mouth, but not to bite down on it. Then we were asked to feel the texture of the grape and the temperature and how it felt in our mouths, and really notice it. Then we're asked to bite into it, but then not swallow the juice, and to notice how that juice tasted in our mouth. Then we're asked to chew slowly and enjoy the grape fully. So what this was, it was a practice in living in the moment and enjoying an experience fully. Everything that we do is an opportunity to fully engage in the moment. And when we do so successfully, it increases our joy and our happiness because it's a way of optimizing our prana. It reminded me of a quote from Dr. Wayne Dyer that there is only one moment in which you can experience anything, and that is now. And yet a great deal of time is thrown away by dwelling on past or future experiences. Turning your now into total fulfillment is the touchstone of effective living. And virtually all self-defeating behaviors are efforts in living in a moment other than the current one. The next part of the class, we talked about 5 sutras, or 5 nuggets of wisdom that can be used as a way to manage stress. The first one was opposites are complementary. Our world is filled with opposites like day and night and hot and cold. And this particular one I found useful when I did my workout earlier today. And we were in a particularly difficult part of the workout, and there's 30 seconds left, and I was thinking about, maybe I'll give up now. But then I thought about the sutra, and I'm like, okay, well, this is all temporary, and the opposite of this will come when I finish the exercise. So let me just push through the current moment, and I'll get to experience the opposite. So we learned that opposites are all temporary, and even this shall pass. The second sutra that we learned is accept others the way they are. The third was don't be a football to other people's opinions. The fourth was forgive other people's mistakes. And the fifth was don't stress out when you can't change a situation. The next part of the class, we talked about 2 of the 7 aspects of the body, and particularly we talked about memory and ego. And we learned that ego is all about I-ness. And unfortunately, we spend a lot of our time trying to glorify this limited sense of I that we have and trying to make this I better and compete with other people. But we learned a technique to lower the sense of I-ness. There's a breathing exercise, and how to minimize that I-ness and to maximize our ability to serve and connect with other people. We also talked about memory, and memory can be a useful tool to learn and grow from the past, but it becomes a roadblock when we get stuck in the past or in the future. Instead, we're given an analogy, like a car. When you're driving in a car, we have a big front window. right? And we spend most of our time focusing forward. However, every so often we peek back at the rearview mirror where we have a small window, and that can be useful to gauge our surroundings and gauge where we are. And memory should be used in the same way, that the majority of the time we're living in the present moment and looking forward, but it can be useful to every so often look back. The next part of the class, and the final part of the class, we were actually asked to review some breath work before going to bed. And I did that again, and I tracked my sleep statistics again like I did after the day one. And again, my resting heart rate was an all-time low of 50, which indicates that I had a very restful sleep. And we're also asked to review some breathing techniques in the morning. And I did that again this morning before I did my usual morning meditation routine. And once again, my meditation was 10% more efficient than it had been when I hadn't reviewed those breathing techniques. So I've been fully enjoying the experience, and tonight is the final third day, which I'll recap again for all of you tomorrow. If you'd like more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for daily health and wellness tips, follow me on Instagram at drram.pharm.D. That's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow.